hello, hello. How are you doing? Well, I've been away for a while. It's good to be back, but you know, on Saturday, days ago, not this Saturday gone, but the one before that, I started music. I was going on, and I think that get out of bed, just about healers, I had tests, we had that kind of thing before, really, really bad. Get out of bed. I couldn't even get up from the water. I think something that's gonna, it's gonna wait a few days. I'll be better. But it didn't go away. So on Sunday, I was literally on the floor because I was too to stand. I stand. I was following my flat. I get on and to the bathroom. I was seeing things that weren't there. Monday, Sunday night, next morning, Monday, I was trying to sleep and my back is okay, it hurt. It's like, what is going on? Um, and then he was saying, yeah, this is tired and we had nothing to eat. And he wasn't there. So I think that Sunday night, I was just trying to do something. And I called 911. I thought maybe they would just tell me to. I took the painkillers, but it got to a point where it stopped working. Because the pain was still there. It numbed it a little, but the pain didn't actually go away. So I was all just sitting there. I need picked up the phone and I one and yeah, and it's bored because my legs get up, wait a bit, I will the hospital. So I waited until they asked me, I go, I opened the door and can you they did ECG, it was not you to and the result, they say, how is it like? What do you not be will be unconscious. We don't need to go to the hospital right now. The hospital and I was causing trouble for everyone else. So it's like you can't really when you go to the hospital, let me down. I want to get up. Medicine around. I mean, it's so embarrassing. Eventually, I need to get up. I laid hands. The other guy on the other side held my arm. They walked me, and I walked in. And they did some more tests, like 5 minutes, ECG and everything. They went through everything. They did all the tests again. And the lady, the deputy just said, okay, you sit down for sit down. And I told the others people to go and so they were. And suddenly, it was a flow, and 6 people jump. One of the nurse she was here. What matter? You need to go down now. I was like, what's going on? And they rushed me to the resource. The drip, the blood, there were a lot of people. ECG result is really, really bad. It shows that your calcium is very low in your body. But yours is 1.6, which is you should be unconscious. You should be half dead right now. And I'm like, no, but I'm talking. She said, yes, I'm surprised you're talking. You're standing there talking to us, you know. So he said, you need to lie down. So they put me down. I lay down, and suddenly all the people left, and 3 other doctors just walked in and said, they said, oh, hello, they introduced themselves, and they said they're from intensive care. This is um, the department of people are mostly there, where they take into so when the discussion here, people feel when they catch along, so that doesn't lose, and then put that's hold it down, and then they started pumping calcium, thousands of years. She said she never seen anyone take so much calcium and it makes after 24 hours on that week. There's some people from six, so I thought just doing the same thing, so in my head. So I said, well, before we find out what causes, we should say so. It was on Tuesday morning, on Wednesday morning. they came back and did some tests, ran some tests, and the potassium was still low. It had crawled up to 2.0 overnight. Right? I kept on giving potassium more. They said back with some test results, said your electrolytes are really low as well because you've been throwing up so much and you had stomach upset as well. So you've been going to the pool quite a lot. So you lost a lot of potassium. Had to pump those into 5 days. Right? They wouldn't let me move. I was there. Nurses were running all over the place, taking care of me. They were really nice. They saved my life. Definitely did. Anyways, so on the fourth day, um, the potassium level went up to 3.4, then it went up to 6, then overnight, 7, no, 5. Then they said, okay, we pumped enough into you, it's stable now, you're not losing it anymore. So we need to bring it down to normal level from that 5, 3.4, 3. They stopped giving me potassium, stopped giving me magnesium, stopped everything. Now we had to find what happened. So how did this happen? When did it start? And I said to them, I had something similar in March this year where I had the same symptoms, but it wasn't this bad. I went to the hospital. And then after waiting for like 10 hours, after testing and everything, they told me the potassium level was 2.6 at the time, that it was low, but we can give you just drugs, so take orally. So when you go home, you take it back up. But they wanted me to stay overnight, and I didn't because I was traveling for work the next day. So I said no, I needed to go home. So I left, and when I got home, I just went straight back into work and got really busy and traveling a lot, and I I managed to pain in my chest. It was not as bad as this time. So I managed it with taking this drug. There's a combination ibuprofen and paracetamol, so it was really strong and it helped a lot. It made it stop at the time. And I went about my business and totally put it behind me. Right? And then I was fine until the attack a couple of weeks ago. And so they said, okay, one of the consultants said to me, there is something that you're doing at home that you're not doing here, that since you've been in hospital and now your potassium level and your electrolytes are stable. What is it? I couldn't think of anything, right? And I said, so what is the cause? What is the thing that brings down your potassium? What hits potassium in the body? They said, it happens to people that don't really eat well, so people that have eating disorders like bulimia or anorexic or like that. Also, it could be caused by drugs, also because of a lot of stress. That's fine. So rule out eating disorder because very well. Rule out drugs. I don't take pills. I hate medication. So I stay well away from it. So maybe stress. And they said, no, stress contributes to it, but it's not exactly, it's not going to bring you down to this level to the point where you're almost dead. So there must be something else. So, and then someone kept on saying to me, one of the nurses said, the only thing that can bring potassium this low is you're taking licorice. Like, what is licorice? And it's a root thing, plant, right? Some people eat it, they cook it, like in tea, they have it in tea or some sort of drink they have. And they have it in other medications that used to lose weight, dieters. Some of those drugs contain licorice. Heard of it? But they didn't even know what it looks like. So I said, no, I don't even know what that is. But I do drink a lot of tea. I don't drink coffee much. I can, my system can only handle a cup of coffee a day. If I drink more than that, I start climbing the walls. Like, it makes me high. So I can only manage one. So what I do during the day is, first thing I do, I like this green tea. This green tea I love so much. It has this absolutely wonderful taste. And it is, you can drink it without sugar or milk. And I don't like sugar or milk in my tea. It was just perfect for me. I've been drinking this tea for 20 years. Right? First thing I do in the morning, drink my cup of tea while I'm getting dressed for work. And then when I come back from work, so I drink this big mug that is like um, milk, this big mug, fill it in. And when I come back home, I'll do it as well. But if it's a weekend, it's cold outside, I drink a lot more than that. I drink up to a little bit because it's loose tea. Put it in the pot or in your kettle, or you make tea, just brew, just like what. Then you drink it. So I drink a lot more when during the weekends. Um, Maybe a liter or so because I drink 3 or 4 cups through the day. And they said, okay, it's green tea. What is it called? And I told them the name. And one of the doctors went away and came back and said, it contains licorice. I'm like, oh, what are you talking about? I've been drinking this tea for like 20 years or more, right? What are you saying? He said, well, if you look at the ingredients, there are other roots found in it. There's hibiscus, there's other stuff, and it contains um, orange peels. That's why it has a slightly bitter taste, but it also contains licorice. So that licorice, that tea has been killing you for 20 years. Like, what? It's tea. They said, yeah. This is the first for them. They've never seen a case like this before. And they never knew that tea could be harmful to people. Right? So they went away and did some research and came back and said, you need to absolutely stop that tea. It's killing, seriously. They're killing a lot of people out there. You don't link it when you're feeling that sick. You don't link it to tea. Tea is supposed to be good for you, right? I mean, there are people out there who drink coffee like 4 or 5 cups. I work with them. They drink so much coffee. I'm like, how do you do it? Tea. Anyway, the tea was killing me. It depleted me so much that I didn't even know. Each time I felt sick over this 20 years, I just stop for a little while, get some rest, and eat properly, and take painkillers, for mainly paracetamol for pain, for head pain or headache, and it stopped. So they said over the 20 years, my body's gotten so used to it that my body was saying, I want tea. And each time I gave it, it got used to the reduced potassium in my body that I was able to function even with that low potassium level. For other people, it would have killed them straight away if the potassium went that low. But for me, I was walking around, going to work, doing my own things, like nothing was wrong. So over that 20 years, my body got used to it and it became normal for me. So even when I was in the hospital this past week, my body was aching for that tea. And because I didn't take any tea, my body was fighting, kept on depleting the potassium. Each time they pumped it in me, drained it. Because it had lacked it for such a long time that it couldn't stabilize. It took 4 days. Oh my gosh. And while I was there in the intensive care section, there were so many people. Everybody around me was bedridden. People didn't get out of bed, right? They were fed there, they were bathed there, they did everything in bed. These people were really sick. And I sat there watching them, right? And each time there was this person, each time the nurses came over to give her a bath or she couldn't eat, she couldn't feed herself, she couldn't drink, they were doing it for her. And each time they touched her, she screamed with pain. God, I just started weeping, right? Because it wasn't pity, it was compassion. My heart was going out to them and I wanted to help. And I was looking at them just crying. I'm like, God, why are people suffering so much? How can a human being be in so much pain? And it takes situations like this where you see people down, they're out of it, for you to be grateful for your life, to be grateful, to be able to stand, be grateful, to be able to feed yourself and go to the bathroom, have your dignity. These people were in pain. They were cried so many times. I felt, I felt that I haven't been thankful enough. After seeing people like that, I was like saying to my God, "Oh God, thank you." These people were. There was this one that had a food. She couldn't eat. They were feeding her through the nose, and she slept most of the day, right? But every time she was able to get up and lift her head, she was talking gibberish. She was saying, "Oh, my situation is bad. I'm dead. I'm almost dead." So it was so bad. I just wanted to give her a hug, and her bed was a bit far from me, but she was right opposite me, and I was just comforting, telling her, "Hey, that's a faith. God is gonna save you. It's gonna be okay." My children, they came to see her. She was just there, and it was their mommy. They kept, mommy couldn't move. She was heartbroken. I was just, I was just looking. Oh my God, why did the children have to see this? But they missed the mom to see her. The dad brought them. But it only seemed to make things worse for them, for her, because each time I saw them, she cried, bawling her eyes out, looking crying. Wanted to hug them. She didn't. She had the strength. Wanted to get up. She wanted to go home, cook for them, go home. It was bad, but it made me. It made me think. Made me come home and say, "I am so grateful to see another day." I was lying in my bed, window. I could feel the warmth. Thank you, God, because today is not. 1 minute you're talking to someone, right? We're only here for a little while, right? Need to go. We need to live good lives, good things, and be good people. Be good to other people. Be kind. This second, all be over. Sat down. I thought about my life, and I'm like, so I have another chance to live another day. What am I going to do with it? I want to do something, help one person, if it's one person. I don't know how I'm going to do that. We're going to give it we're going to do it. But, so that's my story. It's been a wild, wild few days, and I am glad back again. Going forward, my vow to myself is that I will not only think about myself with whatever I do, I'll think about other people. I'll think about the impact my actions, my words making on other people. I want to make whoever crosses my path, I want to make them remember me for good, you know, for myself, one, because I want to, from my heart, I really, and for other people as well, I want other people to pass it forward. I mean, if you do something good for someone, I hope they go away and do something good for somebody else. Because you never know. I'd be open. So, you ever had any killer or you ever had any trauma that made you think about life and made you reflect and how you can do better going? I have. We're gonna give us a version. And then that's what about you? Anyone willing to share this story? Then up here for today. I'll be back tomorrow, same time. Hopefully we can chat about other things apart from illnesses, hospitals, and IV drips. But thank you for. Y'all have a good day.